Well, my friend, before I start casting for bait, I'm going to set a little trap with some newspaper. To save time, I'll soon start setting up the lines I'll use today. And we'll start fishing. Look, we have a dream afternoon here. Today we came without a schedule, so let's see what happens. Look, in this part I'll be fishing because here we have a little break from the wind. It seems like the river has been going down quite a bit. Look, here we have the little trap. Let's throw it right here nearby. Just wait. First, I'll leave it there to show the spot and attract them, then yes. Alright, my friend, before we start, let's prepare one more hug for the other rod. I'll show you, by the way, how I prepare it quickly and easily like this. We have about 1 meter of nylon. We have the leader is ready. What we need now is a little sinker and a small bead like this. What we're going to do first is pass the lead through. Then a little bead. This rig is very effective for mixed fishing for catfish. Look, we tie it here. We just make a simple knot so the bead doesn't go through and the sinker stays sliding. But I need to here, see, like this. Up to there. Should we lock the bead on this side now? And that's it. We attach the line to the leader. I just tie the traditional knot. I don't know if you have another knot, but that's not the most important thing, let's say. It's the simplest. Slip knot. And here is where the hook goes. In this case, we're going to use one for mixed fishing, this new sharp one. It's always very important that the hooks are new. I always just buy the regular ones, but like I said, keep them very sharp, see? Alright friends, I brought my little fishing rod with braces. I was early, but it's ready now so I can fish for a while. And leaving the rods aside, here's how the leader I was just making turned out. You can see it there. And well, this is mainly prepared for the mandubi, the big catfish. The little catfish is said to be common. I'm dipping the meat like this, but there are many ways. But this is one that turns out best for me. Look, we turn it around like this. And the mashara stays completely on the hook. Let's make the first cast. Soon, I'll see if I can set up another float. I think I also brought another setup to try. Bursa rapidísimo de pique. Look friends, I found a float, a front piece, so let's get another setup ready. Guys, first catch. A beautiful little tarucha. Beautiful color. I haven't caught a tarucha in the river lately. Beautiful tarucha, look, but so beautiful, gorgeous. I'm going to release her with the little fish and everything. This mud is dangerous. I need to let her go carefully. Go ahead, Daddy. Thank you, Amish. I watched the buoy from the side as it slowly drifted away. Well, friends, I think the second tarucha is coming. Look, another little tarucha. Maybe I'll leave this one here just because we're not doing so well. Look, little tarucha. Friends, while I share with you the little rain that just started, let me tell you why the topic about tarucha came up just now. I'm already speaking with a man who fished last night. He said daytime fishing here is slow, but he did catch some taruchitas. With little bait, he filleted it and caught several small catfish last night. So, well, I'm making him some little fillets to try later, and why not share with him? The first little catfish, Sobi de Costa Mirian, a dream spot and afternoon. I'm having some mate up here. 2 wolffish in no time. I haven't caught wolffish in the river for a while. Honestly, it's nice. Look, friends, what a good mate. But now the bottom rod I just cast is getting a bite. We need to go see what's happening there. Look, the little dorados are hunting on the surface here. Let's see if we have another one. Honestly, I barely noticed the 2 bites I had. While reeling them in, I just felt a strange tug. I remember before, the bites from the tairushas were explosive. Let's see. Yes, did you see? Did you see? Only now it's starting to bite. Look. The first time I felt resistance. What a nice bite. I just mentioned this to you. I think I made her angry. She looks much prettier, look. Feels like I'm tossing her into the Tairucha's pit. Glad I set up the line as I showed you before fishing with lighter. Take a look. This one's pretty heavy, man. It's beautiful. Look, maybe I'll keep this one for dinner. Look at it. It's been a while since I caught one like this. Guys, my float is really submerged. Let's see what we have here. The bite just started. This is the last rod I set up with the float. Not a palomita? Well, it seemed like it from the bite. There's no shortage of these either. Good thing I prepared everything with leader. Look. Look at the colors it has. Look at this mouth. I'll take you to get this.
We see it.
I'm about to show you the Tararira fillets. And we're going to try with the float. The little rain keeps coming and going. Slowly but surely he gets completely soaked. Look at the little ball. This little ball is the one they call, I think, carrot. It's the one that comes from the vineyards of the Bihari. Let's commit the crime. I hope I catch him, Mandavi. Well, friend, I don't know what's up with this rod. I don't know if something was hooked, but it was on the ground. I just got it loose. Let's see if we get another cheetah, right? And I see this one baited with the same little tarusha. Look at that huge moncholo. Look at that big moncholo. It's really slippery here. I don't know how to drag it now. Terrible. Look at this piece, Mancholo. Impressive, look, it's crazy. The holes here are terrible. I saw the rod moving away and thought it was a bite. Like I said, it's strange. They attack without much strength. Look, here are the little taruka fillets. A saga from the fall I just had when I was taking out the mosholo. It looks solid, but when you step on it, you sink. Let's see if later we can prepare something right here. For food, there are taruka fillets, and I'll show you a trick. I've been fishing for about 2 hours now, and well, it's been a long time since I had such a nice catch. Honestly, let's make the most of today and fish all day while I can. Like I said, we have everything here, just leave the rod and that's it. When I saw her with the catfish, I noticed she was getting subtle bites and saw it was around here. And I said, well, it didn't get hooked and left my rod loose. As I reel it in, I noticed it pulling as it gets closer. Then I see that it was the... No, I didn't understand anything about the fish. Oh, look, it stays here and moves over because there's a huge hole. I cast toward the middle and put away the float since the piranhas are really active. It's not instant. You cast and they attack. Friends, I was about to tie the bucket, but it's pulling down. Didn't you notice? Since this little rain started, it seems like the fish got active. See how subtle the bites are. Are you watching the bite happen? Is this really it? I hope you stream it live so you can see how subtle the bites are. I think I could see it. As I said, I'll keep showing you because I often think I missed a bite and reel in, but the fish is actually there. So in fact, I think it's coming now. Look, check it out. See, this is what I mean. Check out the little tararira. Well, at least this one was small. Look, don't bring them to the ground. We need to see how to get it out because it's really stuck. Look, it's over there by the stomach, I think.
Alright, friends, some mate well.
I listen to you and I look at the river, the rain. Notice that this rod is getting bites again?
You won't be able to see it from here.
Well, friends, I had to put down my mate since it's pulling harder and raining more, so let's see what we find. I like another good mancholo, but since I cast with white bait,
Amazing, but nothing's biting yet, so I'm unsure.
there, just look, there it is. She's a fisher, the little team. Well, I don't know what it was, but it got away from me. I brought it all the way to the shore. Look at what I caught. It's really nice for a good fish. It got tangled up here with some nylon. I hope they hear, but the sky is rough. Alright, the bag is getting some bites. I'm going to check this one because I came to prepare a posagaña because the water made it so that where I was fishing today, down there, it's all very slippery and I can't continue
Casting there.
Friends, it started pouring. Look where I am. I'm here, hiding under a thorn bush, getting a little shelter because it's been about 20 minutes. Since it won't stop, well, listen.
Friends, I'm showing you because you won't believe me.
Crab hooked by the mouth. Look. In the end, the rain doesn't stop, guys, so we're in big trouble.
It doesn't focus anymore. There it is.
Mr. Bigoton, Melod is with a little tarusha. I gathered the rods since it's impossible here. Get up later. So, well, let's load up, let's adjust.
And here it comes.
It didn't come off.
Well,
The good thing is that it's loosening up. No, it didn't come off. It cut me.
look.
I reassembled it and cast again. Right here in front, they just caught a little fish. So like I told you, they're biting. Let's see if today we can show you one. The rain isn't letting up. Here we have the other gear that, like I told you, look at this. It's gonna be impossible to get down.
Alright, I think now we're good.
No, I hope this won't be regretted.
No?
What is tarucha?
I have to see how I can get it together.
Well, the rain just stopped, and let me tell you, the tarucha slipped away from me right there, just before I could lift it. Look at this one.
I notice it's making slight movements.
I'm gonna see how I can get a mojara, because that's what we need for the kind of bite we're looking for.
Let's see if... What? No, there's nothing.
I'm going to walk around now that the rain has let up to see if we can find a frog or something.
I've gone out to hunt for little bugs or something.
Live bait can be very effective.
To try. Now, we have a really wide coastline.
We're gonna get to the part over here where that cut is. Formed solely by water from the field. Empties into the river when it's swollen. You can clearly see that this whole area is much flatter, and it looks like people are starting to settle here again. I'm not sure what we'll do.
We have another shaft. We're waiting patiently. So friends, something else is coming.
Surely. Some tarucha. I hooked the other rod and missed the bite. Friends, look, while I was hooking the other rod, look, another little tarucha got hooked.
It seems like there are quite a few around. That's great because it's been a while since I've seen...
They have incredible strength. They don't want to let go of the hook. Now, the mouth...
Look how beautiful it is. The colors it has are gorgeous.
We're going to have to free it from here because it's impossible.
Enough, little one. Well, she left.
Tell me, if this isn't a place to set up a night out, it's perfect here. I'll see if I can arrange with Guido to come at night. Come with Zabalito, little lady. Are you ready to do some fishing and camping here? What do you think of the idea?
Friends, how are you doing?
I made a little getaway. They cancelled. The wind is calm, so well. I brought something for the cold, but I only found this place to fish. Because the top of the bridge was already full. Look at this ravine.
At least 4 meters.
So, well, now I'm going to look for a spot to get my bait wet and try the mandubi from Mancholo with Majara. Because with worms, they're just attacking a lot the little catfish. These are the armored ones. Look, what a beautiful place. Alright, now I'll take care of finding that and then I'll share the spot with you and let's see what comes out. Alright friends, I got snagged and had to cut the line. It's an area that when the water rises, a lot of trees get stuck here, and well, it's very likely to get snagged in this spot. So let's see which line I prepare now. Just with a little 50-gram feather. And a little hook for calm mixed fishing, like this one. Well, friends, I just got back from walking around. And here comes the first man to be. I'm pretty tall, so... Up. Terrible. It's coming for the fry. Beautiful animal. See the whole mojara in its mouth. Look, friends. Terrible. This one stays for the fried dish I'm going to prepare in a little while. That's it. Here I found the perfect spot for the mojarita, because on the other side is tiro and the piranhas attack. Look.
I have already caught 3.
In a while, we're going to go over there to see how the fishing rods are doing.
It's biting. It's a mojara.
Let's see if we can catch one live, because every time I catch one, I'm not showing it.
There it is. Friends,
Don't tell me. The second one is coming, but got stuck.
let's see if it comes out on its own.
Here it comes, a big stain.
Colmojara.
This one is tough. Let's figure it out.
Woohoo.
Alright, friends, I ran out of mojara, so I'll try to catch more soon. Like I said, I think the bite earlier was either a mancholo or a little catfish, because it got hooked, went down, and well, I freed the line, but the fish was already gone. We're going to keep fishing and take it easy. It's getting cloudy, which is better than when it's too hot. I'll see if I can. I'll wait here a bit longer, then go look for more minnows to fish, alright? We'll look for firewood later to prepare the fried fish. I hadn't come around here for a while, but not too long ago, a friend told me he was going out. Manduvi is here with Mojera, so I took the chance when I could. Some guys next to me were also catching fish. He said they caught manduvi too. I catch a little catfish, a small bagre, but already with guts. Friends, I thought I had hooked something, and I have a stingray hooked. It wouldn't be impossible to lift it. What else do you want? No. Friends, I came to catch some mojaras. Look, there they are. I spent over 30 minutes and caught fewer than 10 mojaras. Check this out. Great for chopping. So I just cast my line again. I couldn't record at the spot because they were playing music and I would have gotten a copyright strike. And then I wouldn't have been able to show it. I chose to focus on fishing and returned quickly. Honestly, once the water warmed up, the bites stopped. They just weren't biting anymore. I'm bottom fishing. I tried using a float with no luck, so I started catching small fish. Because it's already around 5:30 in the afternoon and I still haven't eaten. It's quite a lot, at least from what I caught. We're going to keep trying, but I think in a little while when the heat lets up, maybe the fish will get active again. Well, friends, look how this turned out. Amazing. This is the mandufi and the mancholito. Look, what do you say? Have you tried it? It looks great, but I'm waiting for it to cool. Check this out. Well, friends, this is where we end the fishing, as I mentioned to you. I tried to continue, but nothing happened. As always, I want to thank you all for watching and for being a part of this. Until next time.